be a number of my staff members that are here and joining you in a second to help you with any questions you may have in regards to the contract and Section 32, which has been on display for the last half an hour and throughout most of the campaign. They're also here to help you with your bidding. So if you are planning to bid here today, I'm setting off the dogs behind me. If you're planning to bid here today or want some coaching with your bidding, then raise your hand and they will give you a hand shortly. But Luca is just coming out there. I've got Con on my left-hand side, and Nick and Selena will join us shortly as well. So feel free to grab hold of them before we commence. Before we commence, I'm just going to go through the key terms in the contract, the rules for today's auction, talk a bit about the home that's behind me here, and then from that point forward, I'll open up and I'll call for your competitive bidding. The property we are selling is known as Lot Number 1 on Plan of Subdivision 404707E. Its Certificate of Title Volume 08244 Folio 821, but more commonly known to you and I as 30 Bizley Street here in Mount Waverley. Today's sale does include all the fixtures and fittings, so that includes the floor coverings, window furnishings, etc. They all stay as part of the contract, and we are selling via public auction, whereby a 10% deposit is required. Now you can pay $20,000 today via bank transfer, and the balance of that 10% can come through on Monday. Settlement's fairly flexible, 30, 60, 90 days is what we're after. Be aware that we have a tenancy in place that is fixed until February and returns some $2,086 roughly per calendar month. So take that into account with your settlement, but if you have any questions around the settlement and how that works, then just raise your hand, and when Nick pops out, he will have a quick chat to you before we commence again. The rules for today's auction are fairly simple. They are that the auction will be conducted in accordance with the rules and any additional conditions that were made available before the start of today's auction. The auction rules prohibit an auctioneer from accepting bids or offers for the property after the property has been knocked down to the successful bidder. The vendors do have a reserve price. As the auctioneer, I'll indicate bidders on request, and the law prohibits false bids, made disruptions by bidders, and bidders preventing others from bidding, and provides fines for such conduct. The rules today do permit vendor bids. The words during the auction are used to make a bid on behalf of the vendor are vendor bid, and by law only I, as the auctioneer, can make a vendor bid. Pretty straightforward with the rules and the terms. Again, any questions, raise your hand. We'll seek to answer them before we get underway. But before we get underway, I want to talk to you about the home and opportunity that's behind me here today, ladies and gentlemen. Sitting on a corner block, which gives you opportunity in the future perhaps to knock down and build a townhouse style home on this corner if you'd like, subject to council approvals. But currently the home itself, 3 bedroom, 1 bathroom, and the single garage here behind me. Excellent for new first home buyers. If you'd like to get into the market, get into the school zone, the Mount Waverley secondary catchment zone is where we sit as well. Perhaps you want to downsize. You might want to move in, renovate, downsize, and make this the forever home. Otherwise, it might be an investment property. Continue on with the tenancy that we've got in place, maybe extend the tenancy and keep it as a sound investment property, returning good money in a good location. Capital growth is very high in this school zone that we're sitting in, one of the best in the southeast. Location's amazing because you've got shops up Blackburn Road, Brickworks down the road in Burwood East, Mount Waverley shops, the Glen Shopping Centre not too far from where we stand as well. And only 15 to 20 minutes and you're into the city, 5 minutes and you're into Chadstone Shopping Centre if you dare spend your time there. But ladies and gentlemen, location amazing, great for those 3 markets. Opportunity's yours here today. All you need to do is raise your hand and call out your bid and secure the property. Ducted heating, you've got split system for cooling, home's ready for you. Raise your hand, call out your bid. How I sell it, call it 3 times. First call, second call, third and final call. When the hammer hits the contract like so, the property is sold. Cannot take a bid or offer after that takes place. Make sure you've raised your hand, called out your bid and secured 30 Bizley Street, Mount Waverley. Bidders and buyers, in your hands. A fair, reasonable start's what I seek. Up to you and against you. The quiet part, waiting to see what other people do first. You need to raise your hand.
850.
850 is the bid here. We take it away at 850. Good luck with your bidding there today. At 850,000, we are off and running. I'll call for a 25 rise from there if you like. At 850 is the bid. At 850,000 now on my right hand side. 875 is what I seek from here. At 850,000 now on my right hand side. Make it known that obviously if we pass the property in, we pass it into the highest bidder, they get the first right. You lose that bidding opportunity, that transparency. At 850 is here with a gentleman there. At 850,000 now, we call it 3 times. First call at 850,000. Second call. 875, yes it is 875 next to Selena there at 875 the bid. Just take it straight to 9 if you like. At 875's the bid, 900, 900's the bid there, 925 if you like against you, sir. At 900's the bid here. At 900,000, 925, he says yes to that. At 925's the bid now, and against you, Nick, at 950. Got there, 925, 950 here, if you like, against you. 925. 925's across the road. At 925,000 across the road behind the car, ready to buy the property. At 925. First call.
950.
950. Against you, sir, behind the car. 950's the bid. At 950,000 against you for a further bid or rise from here.
955.
955, I'll take the 55. Against you in front here at 955. At 955,000 against our party in front, up the back holds the bid. At 955's the bid here. I call 3 times in a moment or so. At 955, jump back in for 5 if you like, against you in front or any other party as well. But at 955's the bid, seeking 960 from here. First call. At 955,000. Second call. At 955. Third and final call. 960. 960 here now. At 960 in front, against you for another 5. At 960 is the bid.
On the market.
On the market and selling to you if there's no higher bid. At 960 is the bid. Just the two of you in it, that's the best place you'd want to be as a buyer. 960 is the bid here. They're buying it at 960 if there's no further bid or offer from here. Call 3 times to sell. 965. At 965, the keys shift across the road. At 965, we sell away across the road if there's no better bid. First call. We're selling. Second call. Stopping to bid, you can go. Unless you want to bid. 965. Third. Final call. It's all finished and done. Selling.
1,966.
966. 967. 967 straight back at you. 967, the bit across the road. At 967, the count of 3 we have to sell across the road.
68.
968.
70.
970. 970 is the bid. At 970,000, I don't want you going back to realestate.com again, searching more and more. A few more might do the trick. At 970, I feel we're probably at the end. At 970, they get to buy it otherwise, and we're back on
71.
971. Same thing applies, I guess. 971 here against you again. At 971,000. First call.
73.
973. At 973 now. Do we round it up to 975? At 973,000. Call it your last if you like. At 973 is the bid. See what happens at 975. First call. At 973.
975.
975. Against our party here, right at the death here at 975's the bid. What do we do?
500 more.
I'll take a half, 975 and a half. 975 and a half. You can see where it's at. Up to you, it's very close. The keys shifting between both parties here at 975 and a half against you though.
$500 more. 976.
976. At 976
500 more.
and a half. 976 and a half. 976 and a half. Do we go straight to 977 now? At 976 and a half, I call 3 times to sell. First call. 976 and a half. selling. Need to know. I sense some doubt. There's a lot of smiles. Don't feel like you're done. At 976.5, are you sure? Are we finished or do we go again? 100% I'm okay to sell it across the road. You're not going to fight in the car or anything? You've got a short amount of time before I knock it down to stop me. At 976.5, I count it down 3 times and we sell over here. If you stop me, let me know nice and loud. First call at 976.5, we are selling. Second call.
500 more. 977.
977. Maybe a knockout bid. Do we go straight to 980? 977's the bid.
500.
977 and a half. And a half. 977 and a half back across the road, Nick. Give you a second or two. At 977 and a half. I'll wait for the cars to pass and then we start to call. First call. Second. Third. Final call. Are we done? Finished? You said no to me before, so I'm just going to check.
It's going to keep asking me otherwise.
978. 978. My advice, go into thousands at this point in time. If you want to secure it, 978 is the bidder here. At 978,000.
980.
980. Strong bid, 980 the bid. At 980,000 across the road. 80 and a half. 980 and a half. Probably a strong bid from here. 980, 500 is their bid. Do we just go straight to 981 or do you want to go stronger bid and perhaps knock him out? Up to you. 981.
Half. 981.
981, 500 is there. Yep, 981 and a half. 982 or better? 982 and a half. 982 and a half.
83.
983. 985.
0.5. Half.
985 and a half.
Yeah.
985 and a half. A short amount of time, I think, if you're bidding, if that's the case, but you can stop me at 985 and a half. I'll call it 3 times across the road in a second. At 985 and a half. First, we sell away. 985 and a half. Second call. Third. Final call. All finished and done at 985 and a half. You sure? Before I knock it down.
986.
986
And half.
and a half. 986 and a half. 987
And half.
988
And half.
988 and a half. 988 500. 989 Can I guess? 989 and a half. 989 and a half. First call at 989 and a half. Second call at 989 and a half. Third, final call. All finished and done. At 989 and a half, we are selling. Selling. Congratulations, we are sold. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for attending another Ray White auction. Have a fantastic weekend.